Fine, open it up. Make it a three-man competition if you want to do it.
No, come on. Stop it.
If no one's going to seize the job, hear me out. This isn't.
Get out of here, Ken.
Just
Carman.
hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Maybe Ken's still shaking off the rust.
Hear me out.
From not being in
no,
last week.
Stop it. Now I'm as hot as I'm holding back everything and trying to figure out when exactly I want to say it. I know you want to hear me about LeBron at some point. Nonplussed was the first action I had. I remember exactly where I was, and I'll tell you guys that here in a little bit.
What if everything Browns fans thought they knew about the quarterback competition is suddenly changing? For months, it felt like this was a simple two-man race. Either Shedeur Sanders would emerge as the future, or Deshaun Watson would somehow reclaim the starting role. But now, training camp reports have introduced an unexpected twist. Dillon Gabriel, the quarterback many fans had already written off, is reportedly putting together one of the most consistent camps among the group. Does that actually change anything? Or is this simply another overreaction to early training camp practices? Let's break it all down.
However, if I'm only going by reports, if none of them are going to take the job, then we have to consider all of them. That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm trying to put myself, you don't even want to hear me say this. What the hell is the point?
The biggest issue facing Cleveland right now isn't necessarily that they have too many quarterbacks. It's that none of them have completely taken control of the job. That's the message coming from multiple camp observers. Nobody has truly separated themselves. And that's exactly why this conversation has become so uncomfortable. Because if no quarterback has clearly earned QB1, then shouldn't every realistic option still be on the table? That doesn't mean changing the favorite. It simply means remaining open to what happens over the next few weeks. Let's make one thing perfectly clear. Most Browns fans still want Shedeur Sanders to win this competition.
If none of them are going to seize that opportunity, then I have to make it a possibility for all of them. For at least the first three. Taylor Green is not a serious conversation. No offense to Taylor Green. I mean, I'd like to see him and what you could do with that guy. But as far as starting quarterbacks are concerned, like, yeah, it's a two-guy race. And I thought it should be a two-guy race. But I'm only going by the same reports that everybody else is, that he's having a good camp. We'll hear more from Daryl coming up at 8:20 this morning. I knew this was going to be a very comfortable thing to say. That's why I'm sitting here playing with my highlighters right now, because I knew that this was going to be an awkward conversation.
And honestly, that's understandable. He's the young quarterback with the highest long-term upside. He showed flashes last season despite operating in a difficult environment. His confidence, pocket presence, and leadership have made him one of the most exciting players on the roster. If Shedeur grabs the job and never looks back, that is probably the best outcome for Cleveland's future. The organization needs to know whether he can become its franchise quarterback before looking ahead to future draft classes. That's why so many people continue rooting for him. Here's where things get interesting. The reports coming out of camp haven't described one quarterback dominating practices.
Like when some people, they start like messing with the desk when they're having awkward conversations, like rubbing down the desk because they don't know what to say next. They know that this is going to be awkward. Like that's how I'm feeling right now when it comes to Dillon Gabriel. Guys, I'm not trying to do shockmaster type of conversation here just to get through a day. We are at camp. We got Brown stuff going on. We got the Guardians where people are trying to wreck no-hitters and perfect games, and the Dodgers are trying to take over the sport. Like, there is a lot going on right now. This is not me trying to just get through a day.
Instead, observers continue saying the competition remains close. Deshaun Watson has had good moments. Shedeur Sanders has had good moments. And surprisingly, Dillon Gabriel has quietly strung together accurate, efficient practices. Now, before anyone overreacts, these are still early training camp sessions. Pads haven't fully changed the evaluation. Quarterbacks are thrown in different groups. Practice situations vary every day, so nobody should be crowning a starter just yet. Still, when multiple reporters begin saying one player is consistently performing well, it deserves at least some attention.
This is me telling you the absolute truth. If we're not going to be that great of a team, if we're going to be a 6-win football team, if that's what it looks like, there are people out there who think they're going to be a 10 and 11-win team. God bless you. But if we're being honest and being realistic here and saying, hey, let's figure out what we got, 6, 7, then fine. Let's figure out what we have. You are loving this because you know that there's going to be a video made and I'm just going to get killed for the rest of the afternoon. So it doesn't matter for you. So you're just going to let me sit here and hang myself with these words and you're not going to say a damn word about it, are you? Let me say this as clearly as possible. It's not what I want. It's what I may be forced to do. I want Shedeur Sanders to just take the job and let's see what he can do.
If we're being honest, many Browns fans dismissed Dillon Gabriel almost immediately. Some believed he would be traded. Others assumed he would never seriously compete for meaningful playing time. And last year certainly didn't help his reputation. He dealt with injuries. The quarterback room was chaotic. He lost opportunities after a concussion. Even when he returned, he never truly received a fair chance to establish any rhythm. To make matters worse, fans openly booed him during preseason action. That's a difficult environment for any rookie quarterback. Whether you believe Gabriel has starting potential or not, it's fair to say circumstances weren't exactly in his favor.
I don't think it's going to be exactly what I want. So now I got to figure out what I have to do. And what I have to do is if one guy is doing really, really well, then I guess I have to open it up when it's an open competition, do I not? Well, he's throwing to third teamers. Did we or did we not say the same thing about you-know-who last year when he was throwing to third teamers? Huh? Oh, I'm not hearing anything over there. Did we or did we not say the same things last year?
Players fall. Narratives change almost daily. One impressive practice suddenly becomes headline news. One rough afternoon leads to panic. That's why coaches usually avoid making major decisions based solely on early camp performances. They want consistency. Can a quarterback repeat success? Can he improve once live tackling begins? Can he produce against first-team defenses? Those questions matter much more than 1 week of positive headlines. This has become the biggest debate. Some believe the answer is absolutely not. They argue this should remain a straightforward battle between Shedeur Sanders and Deshaun Watson. Others believe if nobody has clearly seized the job, then every realistic option deserves consideration.
When you-know-who was throwing to third teamers, Anthony.
I
want an answer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We did. Everybody did. Last year was a mess. We don't want to make this year a mess.
It doesn't make me happy to say this.
Yeah, this is the thing. We had been unfair to Dillon Gabriel.
Yes.
And I think
patently.
I think it was clear. I think early last week you were out and I had mentioned that I thought as much as the Shedeur fans have done the victimization thing, I'm like, man, if Dillon Gabriel had a fan base.
Not because Dillon Gabriel is suddenly QB1, but because competition should reward performance. If one quarterback consistently outplays another, coaches have to acknowledge it. Ignoring strong performances simply because preseason expectations were different would be poor coaching. Here's another important point. Statistics and practice highlights rarely tell the entire story. Who is each quarterback throwing to? Are they facing the first-team defense? Are coaches calling conservative plays? How many snaps are they actually receiving? All of those details matter. A quarterback completing passes against third-team defenders isn't automatically outperforming someone facing the starting defense. That's why coaching staffs evaluate far more than fans ever see online. Watson remains one of the biggest questions on the roster. Everyone knows what he accomplished earlier in his career, but everyone also knows those performances feel increasingly distant. The Browns desperately need him to resemble the quarterback he once was. If he can't, then Cleveland has to prepare for life after Watson. That's another reason this competition is so significant. The organization isn't just choosing a week one starter. It's potentially choosing the direction of the franchise. Despite all the discussion surrounding Dillon Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders still appears to possess the highest ceiling. His mobility, his confidence, his ability to extend plays, his leadership qualities, those traits continue making him the most intriguing option. Even many analysts who acknowledge Gabriel's strong camp still believe Shedeur offers more long-term potential. The challenge now is turning flashes into consistent production. If he does that over the next several weeks, the debate could end very quickly. Fortunately, training camp reports only tell part of the story. Preseason games are where quarterbacks truly separate themselves, reading defenses, handling pressure, managing the huddle, executing full game plans. Those situations reveal far more than isolated practice clips. Every quarterback will have an opportunity, and every throw will be heavily analyzed. There's also another possibility. The Browns may not keep every quarterback currently on the roster. Trades remain possible. Roster cuts are coming. Depth charts constantly evolve throughout August. A player viewed as expendable today could suddenly become valuable tomorrow. That's why making firm conclusions this early is dangerous. NFL quarterback competitions have changed dramatically before. History shows unexpected twists happen almost every season. At the end of the day, this discussion isn't really about declaring Dillon Gabriel the starter. It's about remaining objective. If Shedeur Sanders clearly wins the competition, Browns fans should celebrate. If Deshaun Watson somehow returns to elite form, Cleveland benefits. And if Dillon Gabriel continues outperforming expectations, coaches owe it to the team to evaluate that honestly. Competition should always be earned, not predetermined. Right now, Shedeur Sanders still appears to have the brightest future and remains the quarterback many fans hope emerges as QB1. But until someone unquestionably takes control of this competition, every performance matters. The next few weeks, and especially the preseason games, will likely determine who leads the Browns onto the field in Week 1. One thing is certain, this quarterback battle is far from over. If you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to like the video, subscribe for more Browns coverage, and let us know in the comments. Should Shedeur Sanders remain the clear favorite, or has Dillon Gabriel earned the right to stay in the quarterback conversation?